Welcome everybody, in Akihabara again. You know why, but first I want to get some food. Oh, I wanted to try this place, I forgot about this, at the station. すいません。Am I hungry enough for this yet? No. I'm still not hungry enough to eat that. So I'm pretty excited because today, like 30 minutes ago, I got an email from Audible that the audiobook version of Anyara is finally available. So I'm really happy about that. That's the new book that we've been working on publishing. And the Kindle version came out a while ago, but the audiobook was like kind of like tied up in some kind of red tape, and it wasn't coming out. So I'm really excited that it's out now. I want to listen to it as well. I've heard it like a million times at this point, having made the book, but I want to listen to it like every time I make an audiobook, I always listen to it in its final, form through the app. I'm excited. So yeah, if anybody wants to hear it for themselves or just wants to support the stuff that I do, you can go on the Audible website. It's only available in the US territory, but if you live in the US, you can go on audible.com and search for Anyara, Aniara, and you'll see that it's narrated by the voice of Nick. So yeah, give it a look. They recently changed the pricing structure on Audible, which I think is a smart idea. Audiobooks used to be so expensive on Audible. They were like $40 a lot of times. But they changed everything, so now a lot of books are pretty cheap. It makes it a lot more accessible to buy them if you're not using a subscription. Ooh. Today it's not raining, not yet, but there's a very bitterly cold and strong wind, as you can probably hear in the microphone, I'm guessing. Finishing Anyara was kind of like my goal for this trip. When I was going to Greece, that was my deadline for finishing the Post-America project. And then for this trip, I made it like a hard deadline that I would finish Anyara by the time I got to this, came on this trip. And I reached it. I submitted the book before I arrived. But as you can see, sometimes it takes like a few weeks for a book to actually come out after it's been submitted. But I'm always glad to set such a strict deadline, because otherwise, you know how it is. It would never get done. I think I want to go to that Jonathan's, get a pancake. As I found out, in Japan, what Americans call pancakes here are actually very specifically referred to as hotcakes. And what Japanese people call a pancake is a different food entirely. It's like an egg-based, very thick cylinder. It resembles a pancake, I guess, but it tastes totally different. It's really good though. As I also found out, mostly women order it apparently. But I ain't gonna let that stop me. I thought Jonathan's was around here somewhere. Oh, it might be on that side. Let's take a stroll down this way first. Yeah, it's on that side. Oh. Yeah, let's go to Jonathan's. I haven't been to Jonathan's in like probably since the second time I was in Tokyo, which would have been late 2016. So what is that now? That's like 7 years ago. Yeah, look at those. Reviews. Jonathan's again is like a chain, but it's a very pleasant one. I'm gonna point the camera down here. Hitori?
がございますが、どちらがよろしいですか？
どっちの席ですか？テーブルお願いします。
かしこまりました。こちらへどうぞ。難しい。こちらの席いかがでしょうか？
ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。So they use a robot now, huh? Neko-chan. Cool. Ooh, we could get a beer in the morning? Well, it's not the morning, but let's pretend that it is. Side menu. Does it count as dessert? Ooh. Pancake. Oh, see, this is more like American pancakes. Let's get it anyway. Oh, wait. Yeah. Little drink set. Drink bar set. So good. Right. So I got a drink bar set, but I think I'm also going to get a beer. Might move this table a little bit. So they pretty much have everything. It's like a Denny's kind of. Was the drinks over here? Ooh, what's that? Danish soft cream. Soft cream is what they call soft serve ice cream. Oh yeah, they do have beer here. It looks like they don't have any beer with alcohol though. Unless, are you scrolling up and, no, not up and down. So, what about sides? Ooh! Crispy chicken fingers. I could go for some of those. Crispy chicken finger basket. There's no like side of French fries? Oh. Fried potato. Ooh, sausage. Yeah, let's get a sausage. I'm gonna get a thing of French fries. Oh, here we go. Oh, alcohol. Ah, the alcohol is on a different thing from the drinks. I get it. Wow. That's relatively cheap. Oh, happy hour. Is it happy hour now? I don't know. Let's see if it lets us order. Okay, what else? Seasonal recommendations. It's too much food, too much food. I think I'm good. A lunch menu. No, I'm good. So we can use the drink bar now. Ooh. So do I get my own coffee then? Oh, soda. It? That's my fault. Hopefully that doesn't overflow. I kind of screwed up because it didn't align with the spouts. Jonathan's robot's really going for it. Oh no, stop. Very close. I need like a little saucer. Okay, we got one. Okay, hold on. Now, should I have taken a cup from here versus there? I'm never clear with these places in Japan. A lot of times you're taking it off a thing like this, and a lot of times there's like a designated area. So I'm just gonna put that in a saucer because it's too full. Eh? 僕のですか?
Okay.
これはクリームですか？コーヒーのために？
ミルク？
あ、ミルク
です。
これ？
はい、
ああ、わかりました。ありがとう。すみません。
はい、どうぞ。ミルクでこっちシュガー、お砂糖です。
わかりました。もう一つ。これは綺麗ですか？
綺麗です。
これどう違うですか？
これは紅茶用。
フィルターですか？わかりました。
ついてます。はい、フードカップはこちらでご利用ください。
ありがとうございます。So these pancakes are pretty much regular American pancakes, different than Japanese pancake, but I'm down for regular American pancake as well. So I have a beer, a coffee, a water, and pancakes. Very odd meal. This is what happens when you become an adult and you have no idea how to properly manage your own lifestyle. It's like what a child would think of as like, oh yeah, like I'll get all these things when I'm a grown up. Yeah, when I was in Jonathan's in 2016, they definitely didn't have the robot. Move this table a little bit more, actually, now that I know that it can be moved. There's nobody at the other seat, so. すいません。
はい、お待たせいたしました。猫ちゃんの完了だけ押してもらってもいいですか？
は
ありがとうございます。
自分でロボットは自分で考えてるんです。
考えてるんですかね。そうです。
ありがとうございます。
はい、すいません。ご協力お過ごしください。
The woman said, oh, when you're done, you took everything for the order, press the finish button on the robot, whose name is Neko-chan. And then I was about to press it, and the robot, basically, I guess, realized that everything was taken off of it and just, pressed the button itself. And I told the lady, oh, he pressed it himself, the robot's starting to think for itself. I always am happy when I'm able to make a joke in Japanese that someone, first of all, that I'm able to make the joke. Second of all, that someone's able to understand that it was a joke. And third, that they would actually laugh. Because, there's a lot of factors involved in that, it's a big milestone for me because it represents that that I'm able to communicate relatively complex thoughts in this language, and that I'm able to come up with those thoughts fast enough for it to be funny, you know what I mean? Which is different than just coming up with a joke on paper. I need a fork, actually. Oh, this is chopsticks only. Ah, すいません。フォークは？
フォーク。
フォーク？パンケーキのために。
お席のごめんなさい、こちら。
ああ、箸だけ見た。すみません。
はい、フォークとナイフも下に。
ああ、便利ですね。
すいません、こちらでご利用ください。
ありがとうございます。This is a feast, and this whole thing was 1,600 yen. So there's pancakes plus fries plus, as you can't even see it, but over there is a thing of sausage and potatoes, plus a beer, draft beer, pretty big too, and a coffee. All of this in US dollars costs roughly $11. I gotta take a photo of this strange concoction of a meal. Good French fries. This kind of place is where you want to get French fries, because it's a kid-friendly place, and they're gonna have good fries. Yeah, look at that. Some pancakes, baby. Not exactly what we came for, because again, it's like an American pancake. Oh, that's good. A little bit of sausage. They love sausage in Japan as like a breakfast food. They love it so much that they actually serve one of the sort of like Japanese breakfast foods you'll find will actually be a hot dog, like with bun and ketchup and mustard for breakfast. I guess it's kind of like a perversion of the idea of eating sausage for breakfast. And like a hot dog is like one step away from that. An American would never eat a hot dog for breakfast, unless you're like, they wouldn't serve it at a restaurant for breakfast. But in Japan, I've gone to multiple places where there'll be two things on the menu for the breakfast menu. It'll be like toast with butter or a hot dog, ketchup and mustard on a bun hot dog. It's always funny to see how like a culture will take a culinary concept, and like twist it into their own perspective of it. America does it a lot too. Americans' perception of what Japanese food is totally skewed, which every Japanese person that I meet is fascinated by the fact that Americans think Japanese people mostly eat sushi, which is totally wrong. Ooh, this is really good. But yeah, it happens with every culture because it's the culture that's receiving it is adding their tastes to the culture that is giving the concept. And it's combining in whatever way, that works for that market.なんだ？ちょっとわかんないそれ。I'm not sure what it meant by the message that showed up on my screen. The robot thing's got to be so much fun for kids who come here, though. It's fun for me. And it's funny, because like you never know. You always gotta stay open to everything, because like Jonathan's is like the most known quantity of a place, like going to a Denny's. It's like, oh, I've been to Jonathan's. Like, why would I go back? And yet, new amazing things can happen. You never know. Always gotta keep an open mind. This was a great decision. I love this. Mm, ありがとうございます。About the cat-type serving robot. I don't know if you can see this video. So if you're wearing headphones, you can't hear that it's trying to give you your food. Oh wow, does Jonathan's own all those restaurants? Or whatever parent company? That was great. Let's use one of our wet naps at the end here now. Usually you'd use this thing throughout the meal, as I was explaining on a different stream. But when there are these kind of like disposable ones, like not like the cloth ones, a lot of times I won't even use them. That's really my mistake, but I should still use it. The point is to like, it's the equivalent of like washing your hands before you eat type thing.
お下げしてよろしいですか？
全部、大丈夫。ありがとうございます。
じゃあお下げしてあげます。はい、すいません。
Alright, let's go. I'm gonna put the cover over the lens here. Good job, guys.
ありがとうございました。
お会計？
お会計ですね。はい、ありがとうございました。
お会計？
ありがとうございました。お待たせいたしました。伝票をお使いいたします。
クレジットカードを使うことが大丈夫ですか？
できます。かしこまりました。お会計1789円でございます。ポイントカードはお持ちでしょうか？
ありません。
かしこまりました。クレジットで。差し込みお願いします。
ポイントカードが無料ですか？
ポイントカードは無料です。
で、大丈夫ですか？作ることが？
今ここではお作りいただけなくて。
わかりました。
申し訳ございません。こ
こで？
失礼いたしました。少々お待ちください。
タップ？
タッチお願いいたします。
ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございました。またお越しくださいませ。
実は大丈夫ですから、ゴミ箱が。
お預かりいたします。
すいません。
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございます。We came from. We want to go this way. I think if we go through the station and to the left. So I wanted to go to Jigoku Tantamen in Shinjuku, but it was closed. Right before the stream started, I wanted to go. So I ended up coming here instead. And I'm glad that I did. But I still want to go today, I guess for dinner now. But certainly not when it opens, which is at like 6:30. I'll go later. Yeah, so that all told it was something like 1750 yen, which in US dollars is something like maybe $12 or $13. Again, it was a coffee, a big mug of draft beer, 3 pancakes, 3 sausages, and a plate of French fries. And all of that combined was roughly $12 to $13 US. I wanted to go to Trader. Where is Trader? I can never find it when I need to. Let's see if I can search it on Google. I don't know if now's the time though. Maybe tomorrow. Yeah, it's good tomorrow. We got kantais to collect. I keep wanting to try these crane games, but I know that they're just savagely difficult. It's like impossible to win. If you spend like $50, you'll eventually win, but it's nothing like the American crane games. It's way harder. You know what, last time we looked at this journal, let's actually draw something in it this time. What are we drawing a picture of? Or are we even gonna draw a picture of something? I don't know, maybe drawing the thing that's right in front of me, which is this crane game prize. There's our contribution to the journal. We'll use the disinfectant at the next floor. Oh, anything new? I think they're all the same as yesterday. No, nothing. The air conditioning is not turned on yet. So first of all, I need some coins. Do I have any 1,000 yens? Yep. Okay, first actual order of business is to get a drink. We're gonna get a nice big one-day latte. This thing makes me have to go to the bathroom because it's so much liquid. But it's nice to not have to get up to get a new drink every once in a while. I'll drink it slowly this time. Okay, we're gonna put this down before we get the other stuff. We could do it with 2 hands. Okay, なんで? So we're dropping 2,000 yen on the game. That's roughly 15 bucks, which is, you know, if you do it every day, which I am, that does add up. But hey, it's vacation, right? And it's a lot cheaper than a lot of other things you could end up doing on vacation. You know, it's a very inexpensive way to spend 3 hours. $15, that is. That's my logic. Okay, I'm gonna put the basket on the left so it's not in the walkway. And let's close out the show and either come back or not. I have to decide. But instead of trying to do it while the show is live, it's always a bit of a difficult thing. We're ready for some kankore. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.